Today I'm going to come on and do a quick used book haul. These are just some used books that I've accumulated from a book sale in my area, and I think I got one or two from Amazon too that were really cheap on sale, secondhand, from like a third-party seller, I mean. So I didn't read all of these yet, but I thought I'll just show you. I'll go through kind of what they're about and everything in case anyone's interested, and I can post links to them if you want to look up the book on your own. So some of these I did read, most of them I didn't yet, so it's not quite a review, just kind of a haul video and a talk about what I found, what they're about, and maybe you'll be interested in checking them out yourself. Alright, so the first one is called Breakthrough, and this is the miraculous true story of a mother's faith and her child's resurrection. I actually did read this one in like a day and a half maybe, and I haven't been reading books that quickly lately because I've been pretty busy. Especially during the school year when I'm working full-time too. But this was really good. It really kept my attention. It was about a boy who actually drowned and did not have a heartbeat, and they were working on him and doing CPR and all that, and they did not think he was going to pull through. And then his mother prayed for him in the emergency room, and right at that moment, his heart restarted. And this is a true story. And he ended up making a full recovery. It was crazy. Like, he had so many things wrong with him, so it was a really interesting book to read, a very powerful book. So that one I did read. Definitely recommend that one. And then this one I read a while back. I think I borrowed it from the library a long time ago. But I picked up a used copy. This is the Nativity story. I mean, it's obvious what it is. There was a movie that this is based on. It's a novelization by Angela Hunt of the movie. So just a little light read, just for fun. I've read this one before, but it's pretty good. All right, this one I'm a little bit into, but I didn't get too far yet. I haven't done a lot of fiction lately, so just jump back into this one. This is an author I've read before, Suzanne Woods Fisher. So she writes a lot of like Amish fiction books if you're into that. So this is an Amish beginnings novel, and this one is about a girl who... it's an Amish young lady who gets captured by in an Indian raid, a surprise Indian raid. It says she's taken captive. So I haven't gotten too far. It's just kind of like what happens during that, and it kind of talks about the people around her and her community and what they were going through during that time and their experiences. And then I like I said, I haven't read the whole thing. I'm imagining she gets back at the end. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but so just a little fiction book there to check out if you're interested in that. That's The Return. And then this one is called You Are Free, Be Who You Already Are by Rebecca Lyons. And this one says, Christ doesn't say you can be or may be or will be free. He says you are free. Dare you believe it? And you are free. Rebecca invites you to overcome the exhaustion of meeting others' expectations and rest in the joy of God's freedom. Release stress and anxiety to uncover the peace that comes from abiding in God's presence. Find permission to grieve past disappointments and find strength in your journey toward healing. Throw off self-condemnation and masks of perfection and step boldly into God's purpose for you. Discover the courage to begin again and use your newfound freedom to set others free. Freedom is for everyone who wants it, the lost, the wounded, and those weary from striving. It's for those who gave up trying years ago. You are the church, the people of God, and you're meant to be free. So I thought that sounded like an uplifting read. I have not started this one yet. And then this one is Choosing Gratitude, Your Journey to Joy, and has a 30-day devotional included. This is by Nancy DeMoss Wolgemuth. And this one, it says, is the gratitude that flows out of your life as abundant let me try that again. Is the gratitude that flows out of your life as abundant as the grace that flows into your life? Be nice if I could talk to do these reviews today. The world tells us that annoyances and afflictions cause discouragement and doubt, and that we are right to demand our own way. Then there are circumstances that aren't what we wish for or even what we think we need, and suddenly we're convinced life hurts. The only option we have is to protest or whine, or so it seems. But what if we responded with worship instead? What if we moved beyond an occasional thank you to cultivate a lifestyle of appreciating God's goodness every day of our lives despite the circumstances? True gratitude is not an incidental ingredient in the Christian's life. It's a crucial one. It's a grace-infused commitment each one of us chooses, and it's totally worth it. When we respond to God's grace and acknowledge His goodness, we discover something deep and profound that none of us should miss. Open these pages with Nancy DeMoss Wolgemuth as she explores the biblical and practical aspects of what makes gratitude truly Christian, and discover how it makes life, even with all its bumps and bruises, a joy to behold. So I picked this one because, being honest, and I'm sure a lot of us find ourselves in this boat, like, I'm not always showing the most grateful attitude that I could. I'm not always choosing gratitude for sure, and I'm very blessed. Like, I should be definitely showing more gratitude than I do. So when I saw this book, I was like, okay, this is one that's speaking to me, so I need to read this. So this is on my to be read list. Sounds really good. There, like I said, there's a devotional in here too, and there's a 30-day devotional at the end of the book. So the book's like, let's get here, 163 pages, and then there's the 30-day devotional guide at the end. So I think that's going to be a really good one. All right, the next one then is Beautiful Things Happen When a Woman Trusts God. This is by Sheila Walsh. Includes a free in-depth Bible study for individuals and small groups. So if you're looking for that, that's also included in this book. It says, do you ever question God's ability to catch you when you fall? Do shame, fear, and brokenness keep you from fully trusting God? Do you secretly believe your dreams are unreachable? You're not alone. This is a book about trust. So when I read that, I'm like, yep, I need to read this one too. How we fight it, how we learn to do it, how it transforms us. Life is not safe. That reality slips over us as we grow. Our response to the Father in that reality allows us to either swing higher and higher with the trust of a child or fearfully shrink back from the swing set altogether. As we weigh that choice, God whispers, trust me. In a remarkably transparent account, author and speaker Sheila Walsh opens wide her lifelong battle with trust and the moment-by-moment choices she made to follow where God led. Sheila has lived a life ruled by the hidden places of insecurity and brokenness and knows the overwhelming beauty of a life wholly handed over to Christ. As you encounter her struggles and triumphs, you will also meet 10 of the Bible's transformed. Tabitha, David, Paul, and others who teach us that in spite of overwhelming circumstances, just one trusting encounter with Christ sets beautiful things in motion. It can resurrect dreams, instill purpose, and ignite hope. Discover what beautiful things can happen when you trust God. So I read that and I was like, yep, that sounds like another one I need to read. Gratitude and trust, going to work on those two characteristics there, qualities, whatever you want to call them. So have not started this one yet either, but I'm really excited to get into it. And I like how she sounds like from the back cover, she's going to tie in personal experiences as well as experiences that are written about in the Bible as well. So that sounds like another good one. Haven't started it yet. Hope to. I hope to get some of these read before the end of August when I go back to work completely full-time. So we shall see how far I get. By the way, I'm still reading the Chronological Life Application Study Bible in the midst of all of this. I'm almost done with Joshua. I should finish it today. Well, at the time I'm recording this anyway. I'm probably not going to post this today. So hopefully I'll be done with Judges by the time I post this. All right, so finally, this one is called The Peace and Power of Knowing God's Name. This is by Kay Arthur. Half Price Books is where I got that one. The little receipt's still in here. So this is almost kind of like a coffee table book, too. It's larger, as you can tell. It's a hardcover. And then it talks about the names of God. Yeah, it says, explore the many facets of God's character revealed through his many names. So you're going through, it's not like all pictures or anything. It is an actual book. It's just a bit of a different shape and size here than the average book. So it goes over, each chapter goes over a name of God. And it looks really interesting. I like Kay Arthur, too. I've done several of her studies before. I know she went to be with the Lord recently as well. And I've done some of her inductive studies before, and they were really good. So I think I'm going to enjoy reading this book as well. All right, so I'll post I'll post links to purchase all of these books in case you're interested. I got pretty lucky with these. I spent like Now this one I think was a little bit more, but the rest of them were like $1 or $2. So I did pretty good here with my haul this summer. So we have The Peace and Power of Knowing God's Name. It's by Kay Arthur. We have Beautiful Things Happen When a Woman Trusts God by Sheila Walsh. Have Choosing Gratitude by Nancy DeMoss Wolgemuth. We have You Are Free by Rebecca Lyons. The Return by Suzanne Woods Fisher. Then The Nativity Story by Angela Hunt. And then Breakthrough by Joyce Smith. And I also have one that I got from Crossway, and I'll probably post this review either right before this video or right after. This is The Lamb of God, Seeing Jesus in Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. That's by Nancy Guthrie, and I got that from Crossway in return for an honest review. So I will be reviewing that. I'll either already have it posted by the time I post this video, or it'll be soon after it. So yeah, I got a lot of reading to do, don't I? I got to get through all of these, plus so many others. Yes, like I said, I didn't spend a lot of money on these, so I'm not like stressing out, like I got to get them done, I got to get them reviewed, etc. So I'm going to do these at my own pace, read these at my own pace, but yeah, definitely have a lot of reading to do in the upcoming months. Would love to hear what you're reading this month too. I always love to hear book recommendations, especially Christian book recommendations, and I'll add it to my wish list if I find one that I like that you suggest for me, although I think I'm going to be letting it on the wish list for a little bit here, or maybe not. We know how I am with that, but I'm going to try to get some of these read before I purchase any more. Lots of good deals I couldn't pass up, though. So that is my used book haul for the summer.